carbohydrates are not the cause of type 2 diabetes. Now, before I go any further, if you're watching me live, comment live down below. If you're watching me on the replay at some point in the future, whether that be later today, next week, next month, whenever that may be, comment replay down below. Now, what do I mean? So, carbohydrates are not the cause of type 2 diabetes. However, the overconsumption of carbohydrates do worsen the symptoms of type 2 diabetes. Okay, the symptoms being higher blood sugars, higher A1C, symptoms that can arise as a result of that, things like, heart attack, stroke, but other symptoms too, like neuropathy, high blood pressure, worsening eyesight. The overconsumption of carbohydrates worsens the symptoms. Okay, those things I just mentioned, blood sugars are just a symptom of type 2 diabetes, high blood sugars, I mean. Now, what actually causes type 2 diabetes? To get to the bottom of that, we've got to understand what type 2 diabetes truly is, because it is just a label that we give to the condition that arises as a result of insulin resistance. Okay, type 2 diabetes does not exist without insulin resistance. Okay, insulin resistance is when we're unable to process blood sugar, blood glucose, however, whatever you want to call it, and store it where it belongs, in your muscle tissue and liver. Okay, the inability for your insulin to pick up that blood sugar, blood glucose, and store it where it needs to be. That's what insulin resistance is. Obviously, the overconsumption of carbohydrates on top of the inability to store the blood sugar causes increase in blood sugars, which is a symptom, which then causes the other symptoms that we've been talking about. However, insulin resistance is caused by excess adipose tissue, and that's a fancy name for excess body fat. Okay, now we've all got our own individual threshold of when we start to develop insulin resistance. Some of it is somewhat genetic, but that's a whole nother conversation. However, it is excess body fat, and we all, again, got our own individual threshold. Some people might be, you might be able to find someone, many people even, that are, 100 pounds overweight and have no sign of insulin resistance. And then you might have someone else who appears to be of healthy weight, yet have insulin resistance or be diagnosed with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. Obviously, that is considerably more rare, but it does happen. Now, excess body fat is not always visible. Okay, it could be visceral fat, and even 10 pounds worth of fat, which you can't really see, or some of that, or the majority of that, may be visceral fat, and for some people that may be enough to cause insulin resistance and therefore the development of type 2 diabetes. Now, if we can ascertain the fact that type 2 diabetes is not caused by the overconsumption of carbohydrates, but the symptoms are worsened by that, then how do we actually reverse insulin resistance? Well, we need to reverse the excess body fat that we are carrying, okay? AKA fat loss, AKA a calorie deficit, consuming less calories than what your body expends. That is the long-term solution. Obviously, fat loss is right up there on the hierarchy of things that we want to achieve. Okay, the order of priority, it's right at the top. Obviously, a carb-controlled diet is very important. Yeah, carb-controlled diet, not a zero-carb diet, not keto. Not 20 grams of carbs a day. No, that's far too restrictive. That's not achievable. It's not sustainable. You're not going to stick to it. A carb-controlled diet and some form of movement. Those are the three boxes that we want to tick on a regular basis. Fat loss, aka a calorie deficit. Carb-controlled diet, For example, 90 to 110 grams a day and some form of movement. However, 90% of the progress that you achieve with weight loss and reductions in blood sugar will come from what you put in your mouth, diet, nutrition. Now, if we peel the onion a layer deeper, what causes the overconsumption of calories and carbs? Some would say, knowledge around diet and nutrition, but if you peel it even further, it is our lifestyle, habits, and beliefs which dictate the choices that we make when it comes to food. Yeah, lifestyle, habits, and beliefs. And when I say that, what I truly mean is, your level of preparation. If your level of preparation is so poor that you often reach for easy, convenient foods that are high in calories and carbs, then you're probably going to find it very difficult to adhere to dietary goals and therefore get very underwhelming results. If you manage stress and emotion by reaching for food, then you're probably going to overconsume calories and carbs, find it difficult to adhere to dietary goals, and therefore get underwhelming results. If your sleep is poor and you experience increase in appetite, decrease in mood, decrease in energy, then that is probably going to have an impact on the choices that you make. Bigger appetite, more snacking, bigger portions. I could go on all day. Your relationship with food, your relationship with yourself, your own level of personal self-worth. These things all dictate the choices that we make when it comes to what we put in your mouth. Okay, so we can keep peeling that onion backwards, but diet and nutrition, calories, carb controlled diet, and movement up there at the top, but also make sure that you're taking care of you. Making sure you're getting prepared, making sure you're managing stress and emotion in ways which doesn't involve food. I've done masterclasses on all of these things. Okay, it's teaching you how to overcome all of these challenges and obstacles. Every single one. We've got over almost 40 masterclasses for you ladies to explore. And most of you ladies at this point are probably in the free group where the masterclasses are held. If you're not, then you can comment masterclass down below and I can get an invite over to you as soon as possible. All right. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this helps shine some light on exactly what we actually want to be focusing on if we do want to achieve long-term sustainable results. Because if you're putting all your focus into the wrong thing, then you're probably, of course, going to get underwhelming results. All right. Hope that makes sense, ladies. And I'll speak to you all soon. Let me catch you on some comments. I'll see a few. We've got Greg. Good afternoon, brother. I hope you're well. Insulin resistance cure equals start to reduce your levels of fat equals get your nutrition right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Happy days. All right. Okay, ladies, I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, if you found this helpful, let me know down below if you've got any questions, any concerns about any of the things that I've just gone through and discussed. Please do let me know down below. I don't want you to leave any more confused than when you came. Have a fantastic day, and I'll speak to you soon.